And on its website, the airline is urging customers not to head to the airport. A separate page dedicated to its restructuring is also posting guidance for travelers. We want to bring in our insider itinerary expert, Seth Kaplan. He joins us live this morning. Good morning, Seth. Thank you so much for waking up with us. A lot of people probably wondering as they wake up, will I get my money back if I'm holding on to a Spirit airline ticket?
It's the one piece of good news for most people, as Michelle Franson mentioned there. If you paid directly from Spirit with a credit card, you're going to get your money back. If you paid through other parties, it might take a little more effort. In all likelihood, you'll get your money back. The exception there being, now that most of us, almost nobody uses cash to buy an airline ticket. The exception being if you used a Spirit voucher, then you're out of luck in that case. You're not going to get that money back.
Now, Seth, I do see Frontier Airlines announced rescue fares. What are those?
Those are fares that airlines put into the marketplace when something like this happens. There's still a lot of people who are stranded now. Spirit, although it was smaller than it had been, still about 100 airplanes. So that's quite a few people it usually flies that it's not flying today. And other airlines, probably as a PR move, are saying, hey, look, we're going to allow you to fly us, and we're not going to take full advantage of this situation by charging you a fortune like we normally would for, usually if you buy a ticket at the last minute, because you have to get to something right away. If a funeral, let's say, people know you have to pay a lot. In this case, Frontier saying they've capped their fares. American Airlines said also on directly competitive nonstop routes, it capped its fares. And I expect we'll hear more of these announcements from other airlines. Even though the long-term impact of this is that we will see fares rise somewhat. I mean, this is one competitor now out of the marketplace.
And Seth, just talking more about Spirit. Now, you're a frequent flyer on lots of different airlines. I mean, I know your specialty. I won't air you out here. But what happens to any Spirit frequent flyer miles that any flyer might have?
Question. By the way, I love luxury when I can get it, but I'm no snob. I had one of these. I just took it out of my, there's my Spirit Airlines, MasterCard, alongside too many other airline cards, and so yeah, those points that I have, which in my case, thankfully, were not too many at this point. And there you see it on the screen. That's that. I don't know. I just get chills when I see that when an airline goes out of business. Those points are no good anymore. And in fact, yesterday, in advance of this, when it was pretty clear this was going to happen, I hopped on. I had just kind of like 6,000 points. That wouldn't have been enough for a flight anyway. But in the past, you've been able to use them to buy something else or transfer them into another program. So I said, well, let me jump on and at least get something for them rather than nothing. They had already suspended that ability when I tried to do that, which in retrospect, of course, was just another indication of what was about to happen here. Most notably last night, a friend of mine in the industry said, oh, they've canceled the red-eye flights out of Las Vegas and Los Angeles flying back east. That combined with all the other reports and indications that we've been hearing and seeing, this a sad morning, but not a shocking one.
I appreciate your expertise there, Seth. Thank you so much for being with us. As I can see, you are at home right now, so I appreciate you waking up with us this Saturday morning. We will see you again in our 8 a.m. hour for some more of your expertise. Again, Seth Kaplan reporting live for us from Harrisburg.
Hi, I'm Eric Finkenbinder from ABC 27. We're excited to announce the new ABC 27 News Plus app. Live stream newscasts or watch content on demand. This is different than the ABC 27 app on your smartphone. You can check this out at home, and it's very easy to use. With a Fire Stick, go to the homepage, scroll down to search. From there, enter ABC 27. Move over to the apps, and there we are. Click the icon and install. It's just that easy.